When an individual discovers that life is not a battle, but a game of mind, everything changes. The moment you understand that every thought is a seed and every word is a decree, you stop struggling and begin creating. Today, I teach you how to live a life where your perfect self-expression flows freely, without fear, without delay, and without obstruction. For the universe has already prepared a path carved exactly for your gift, and no one else can walk it. What is meant for you will rise for you the moment you align with your divine design. The moment a person learns to trust the quiet voice within rather than the noise around them, their entire life begins to shift. Most people live imprisoned by fear, opinions, and the expectations of others, never realizing that their true path is waiting patiently beneath the surface, whispering direction in every moment. The inner voice is never loud. It does not argue. It simply speaks the truth that already belongs to you. When you learn to recognize its tone, its stillness, its certainty, you begin to understand that this guidance is the very thread that leads you toward your perfect self-expression. This inner guidance never rushes you. It never frightens you. Fear shouts, but intuition speaks softly. Fear creates urgency, but intuition creates clarity. Fear pushes, but intuition pulls you gently toward what is yours. The reason so many dismiss that inner knowing is because it does not come with drama or noise. It comes with ease. It comes with a feeling of rightness, a quiet certainty that does not need proof. When you feel that subtle nudge telling you to take a step, call someone, change direction, try something new, release what feels heavy, or trust a possibility that seems improbable, that is the voice of the divine blueprint guiding your every move. As you begin to listen, something remarkable happens. You stop wasting energy forcing outcomes that are not aligned with you. You stop running toward things that drain you. You stop chasing validation. Instead, you begin walking a path that feels natural, not because it is easy every moment, but because it fits the shape of your soul. You feel supported in strange and unexpected ways. You feel drawn to the right people and gently moved away from the ones who block your growth. You begin to notice synchronicities, perfect timings, and small signs that confirm you are walking in harmony with your true purpose. When you trust the inner voice, you no longer make decisions from fear of missing out or fear of failure. You make decisions from a place of alignment. You begin to feel the difference between what is real for you and what is an imitation of desire. So many pursue goals that do not belong to them. They strive for achievements that are not part of their pattern. They exhaust themselves trying to fit into molds that do not match their design. But the inner voice never leads you into confusion. It leads you into expansion. It leads you to the place where your gifts and your joy meet. It leads you to the life that is already yours but must be claimed through trust. As you deepen your connection to this inner guidance, you start to realize that you came into this life with a unique pattern. Not one person on earth carries the same combination of gifts, desires, tendencies, and talents that you do. You are a specific expression of infinite intelligence, crafted with precision and intention. Nothing about you is accidental. Your interests, your strengths, even the challenges you have faced all shape your distinct blueprint. When you embrace the truth that you were designed on purpose, and for a purpose, you stop trying to copy the world and start expressing the essence that was placed within you. There is a place you alone can fill. No one else can take it. No one else can bring into the world what you are meant to bring. Every time you compare yourself to another, you dim your own pattern. Comparison blinds you to your own brilliance. The moment you shift your focus from who you think you should be to who you already are, your life begins to unfold with a sense of freedom you may have never felt before. You start to see the beauty of your individuality. You start to understand that your uniqueness is your power, not your weakness. Every gift you possess was placed within you because someone, somewhere, needs exactly what you have. The world is waiting for your expression, not an imitation of another. When you suppress what you truly want, when you silence your voice, when you hide your light, the world becomes poorer. But when you step into your authenticity, when you allow what is natural to flow through you, you bring forth the exact contribution you were meant to make. Your perfect self-expression is not built through effort or force. It is revealed through acceptance of your uniqueness. You are not meant to fit into every environment. You are not meant to be understood by every person. You are not meant to shine in every space. You are meant to shine in the space designed for you. That is why certain paths feel closed. That is why certain doors never opened, not because you lacked anything, but because they were not your doors. When you honor your divine design, you begin to discern what is yours and what is not. Instead of pushing against life, you begin to move with it. Life becomes smoother because you are no longer fighting your own blueprint. Your unique design is also the key to your abundance. You are never required to struggle to express what is genuine. When you move in the direction of your true gifts, supply rises to meet you. Support appears where needed. The universe funds the life you are meant to live. There is no competition in your lane, because no one else can duplicate your pattern. What is yours is protected by the very fact that it belongs to your divine identity. When you embrace this truth, fear dissolves. You stop worrying about being replaced or overlooked because you understand there is no other version of you. Your perfect self-expression is not about effort. It is about alignment. It is not about trying to be special. You already are. Your uniqueness is not something you develop. It is something you allow. When you accept your individuality fully, without apology, you stop shrinking yourself to fit the expectations of others. You stop hiding what feels natural. You stop doubting your inner direction. Instead, you rise into a version of yourself that feels whole and confident, not because of external validation, but because you know you are living in harmony with your divine design. The inner voice guides you. Your uniqueness expresses you. Together they shape a life that feels purposeful and fulfilling. A life where you no longer wonder if you are on the right path because the path feels like home. A life where your gifts unfold naturally and your opportunities align effortlessly. A life where your presence becomes a blessing to others simply because you dared to be your true self. Every word you speak is a seed, and every seed produces after its own kind. When people finally understand that their words are not casual or empty but creative forces shaping the conditions of their lives, everything begins to change. Most individuals speak carelessly, unaware that they are planting the very experiences they later fear or resent. They say things like, "Nothing ever works for me," or "I always attract the wrong opportunities," or "I have terrible luck." And then they are surprised when life mirrors their declarations with precision. Words are not simply sounds, they are commands issued to the unseen realm, instructions that form the circumstances you eventually walk into. When you speak with intention, you are writing the script of your future. There is a quiet power in speaking only what you desire rather than what you fear. When you say, "My path is prepared for me," or "What I seek is already seeking me," or "Every door meant for me opens at the exact time," you align yourself with a greater intelligence that knows how to orchestrate every detail. There is no confusion in the divine. The moment you use your words with clarity, your life begins to organize itself around those declarations. When you insist upon your good with confidence instead of doubt, the universe responds in kind. Words create alignment. They set the frequency of your life. The reason some people see breakthroughs while others witness repeated setbacks is often found in the quiet sentences they speak every day without noticing the creative force behind them. When your words contradict your desires, you create internal conflict. You may want abundance, but if you speak scarcity, you anchor yourself in lack. You may want love, but if you speak distrust, you attract disappointment. You may want clarity, but if you speak confusion, you invite chaos. This is why it is essential to speak only what you want to see, not what you fear might happen. The creative law does not discriminate. It simply expands whatever you give it. When you learn to discipline your speech, your entire life takes a new direction. Every time you affirm your good, your path, your purpose, you are carving a highway for blessings to travel to you without obstruction. Your words also announce your identity. When you say, "I am guided," you affirm that guidance will always arrive. When you say, "I am capable," you become aligned with strength and clarity. When you say, "I am ready," you open the door for opportunities that have been waiting for your acceptance. Many people delay their own breakthroughs because they speak as if they are unworthy or unprepared. They wait for life to prove their value before they speak from a place of power, not realizing that it is the speech itself that awakens the evidence. When you declare your truth with certainty, the circumstances must adjust. Life shifts to reflect your conviction. To use your words with power, you must not speak against yourself even when appearances are discouraging. Appearances are temporary. Words are seeds that shape what is to come. You may not see results immediately, but just as a seed takes time to break the surface, your declarations are working beneath the visible layer. When you speak your good consistently, You build momentum in the unseen. Suddenly opportunities appear. Solutions unfold. People show up, and life rearranges itself in your favor. It seems sudden, but it is the natural result of the seeds you planted. Once you understand the creative power of your words, you stop arguing for your limitations. You stop repeating your fears. You stop reinforcing stories that diminish your potential. You begin speaking intentionally, knowing each word carries weight. You begin shaping your life consciously, not accidentally. When your words become aligned with your faith rather than your doubts, you open a channel for your perfect self-expression to flow unhindered. There comes a time in every person's journey when obstacles appear suddenly, blocking progress and causing confusion. These moments often create frustration and fear. But obstacles are not punishments. They are signals, gentle or firm reminders that something in your direction needs adjustment. When you encounter a closed door, it is not a sign that you lack power or worth. It is often a sign that the path you are trying to force is not the one aligned with your divine pattern. Life redirects for protection before it redirects for advancement. What feels like denial is often preparation. What feels like delay is actually alignment. People often misinterpret obstacles as signs they should give up, shrink back, or abandon their vision. But in truth, obstacles are guides. They appear to show you that something needs refinement, whether it is your strategy, your belief, your timing, or your environment. When you respond to obstacles with awareness instead of panic, you begin to understand that every blockage contains a message. Some obstacles tell you to shift your focus. Some tell you to elevate your expectations. Some tell you to release something you are clinging to that no longer serves your journey. Some obstacles simply tell you that a bigger opportunity is forming, and you must wait with faith rather than impatience. Your perfect self-expression cannot be lost. Even if you take detours or encounter unexpected challenges, your path is anchored in a divine pattern that cannot be erased. You may be rerouted, but you will never be abandoned. When an obstacle arises, do not question your worth or your ability. Instead, ask what this moment is teaching you. Obstacles often reveal hidden beliefs that need healing. They help you see where you may have settled for less than you deserve. They show you where you are trying to force outcomes, rather than allowing what is truly meant for you to unfold naturally. Sometimes obstacles appear because the environment you are in cannot support your next level of growth. You may be trying to expand while standing in a place that limits you. Life will gently or forcefully move you out of spaces that cannot contain your potential. People may leave. Opportunities may fall through. Plans may collapse. Not because you are failing, but because you are being guided. Life removes what is too small to ensure that you do not stay where your spirit cannot thrive. There are also obstacles that build your spiritual stamina. These challenges teach resilience, trust, and clarity of purpose. When you overcome them, you develop the inner strength needed to sustain the success you are moving toward. Without these moments, you would doubt yourself at the first sign of difficulty. But each obstacle teaches you that you are capable of rising, adjusting, and continuing. You learn that setbacks do not break you, they refine you. You may also notice that when you stop resisting obstacles and begin listening to them, solutions appear with surprising ease. Suddenly, you meet someone who has the answer you needed. You receive insight that simplifies a problem you thought was complicated. A new path opens that feels more aligned than the one you were pushing toward. This is the gift within every blockage. Once you release frustration and embrace awareness, the way forward becomes clear. Obstacles are not barriers to your divine design. They are stepping stones guiding your journey. You are never asked to force anything. You are only asked to align. When you meet an obstacle, remind yourself that what is meant for you cannot be taken. When a door closes, another is already opening. When something falls away, something better is being prepared. Trust in the timing. Trust in the redirection. Trust in the unfolding of your perfect self-expression. There is a quiet truth woven into the fabric of life that many people overlook. Whenever you are called to something, whenever a desire rises within you that feels pure, aligned, and deeply natural, the supply for that desire has already been prepared. You are never given a vision without the resources to fulfill it. Yet, most individuals hesitate to follow their inner calling because they fear lack. They imagine obstacles before they imagine support. They question how something will unfold instead of trusting that what is meant for them will always be sustained. But the universe holds a perfect balance. Anything that belongs to your purpose carries its own provision. Your gifts attract the opportunities that match them. Your calling draws the resources that allow it to grow. The moment you decide to honor what is within you, the moment you step toward your true expression, support begins to appear in ways you could never engineer through logic alone. Many people wait for resources before they move, believing they must see the entire path before taking the first step. But clarity comes from action, not from hesitation. Provision often arrives only after you commit to the direction that feels true. When you trust your calling, you activate forces that remain dormant when fear is in control. You meet the right people at unexpected times. You receive guidance that simplifies what once felt complicated. You encounter opportunities that would never have appeared had you continued doubting yourself. Supply does not chase indecision, it responds to faith. So when you decide firmly that you will move toward the life that reflects your authentic self, the universe meets you with what you need, step by step. Sometimes the supply looks different from what you imagined. It may come through unexpected channels. You may receive assistance from people you barely knew, ideas you had not considered, or opportunities that unfold in surprising ways. The path of your true expression rarely follows a straight line, but it always follows a divine order. Each moment of support is proof that you are meant to continue. Each step forward reveals the next, and soon you realize you were never walking alone. You were always being guided, always being supported, always being shown the next piece of the path exactly when you needed it. When you resist your calling out of fear, you block the very supply that is waiting to reach you. The universe cannot support a version of you that hides, doubts, or diminishes itself, but it rushes to support the version of you that chooses courage, clarity, and truth. Every time you silence your natural gifts, you feel drained because you are working against your own design. But every time you express what feels genuine, what feels alive within you, you feel energized. That energy is a sign that you are aligned, and where alignment is, provision flows naturally. The more you honor your true path, the more abundant your life becomes, not because you force abundance, but because you align with the source of it. When you finally allow your gifts to move freely, something beautiful happens. Life begins to feel effortless, not empty of challenges, but filled with grace. Alignment is not the absence of difficulty, it is the presence of flow. When you are aligned with your true expression, you stop fighting your own nature. You stop forcing outcomes that do not belong to you. You stop pouring energy into paths that drain you. Instead, you find yourself moving forward with a sense of ease, certainty, and inner calm. Life starts arranging itself around your purpose, bringing opportunities that fit you rather than forcing you into situations that shrink you. This state of effortlessness is not accidental. It is the result of living in harmony with your inner blueprint. When you release fear and trust your divine design, you unlock a natural rhythm that carries you forward. You feel less resistance because you are no longer arguing with your intuition. You feel less confusion because you are no longer guided by doubt. You experience more clarity because you finally understand what belongs to you and what does not. Alignment removes the unnecessary. It clears the noise. It provides direction without strain. In this flow, you begin to attract what matches your energy. People sense your confidence and sincerity. Opportunities gravitate toward your purpose. Solutions come more easily because your mind is no longer cluttered with fear-based thinking. You discover that you do not need to chase anything. What belongs to you finds you when you stand in your truth. The things you once struggled to force begin to happen naturally, not because you worked harder, but because you became aligned. This ease does not mean passivity. It means cooperation with the higher order that governs your life. You still make choices. You still take action, but your actions feel inspired, not pressured. Your choices feel guided, not rushed. Your progress feels natural, not strained. You begin to see that life was never meant to be a constant struggle. The struggle comes from living outside your alignment. The flow comes from returning to who you truly are. As you move deeper into your alignment, your confidence grows. You begin to trust your intuition more quickly. You become comfortable releasing what no longer matches your path. You become unwilling to stay in environments that diminish your expression. You choose connections that support your growth. You create habits that nurture your gifts. You speak words that match your vision. You make decisions from clarity instead of fear. And through all of this, your perfect self-expression unfolds with greater strength, depth, and radiance. The more aligned you become, the more your life transforms from the inside out. You feel grounded. You feel capable. You feel guided. You feel supported. You feel certain that you are moving in the right direction even when you cannot see the entire path. And most importantly, you begin to experience the quiet joy that comes from living a life that is truly your own.